about koyach
Yeah.
and the mashal.
Which one? The stone?
And the mashal of a chassid.
Hashpa, yeah, getting into their lives. Yeah.
One of the things of koyach is that you don't see where it's being. You see the rock flying, but one second. You see the rock flying, but you don't see where the thing is coming from. In your mashal, you see, say the chassid is involved in their lives.
Yeah, okay. So, but the part of the mashal that brings out the point, you're right, that part does not. The part of the mashal does that when you're going to watch that scene, who's talking? And what's the whole discussion there? It's all that person's story. We're not hearing the chassid story. The hashpa is.
I just spoke about. I hear what you're saying.
As I said the other day, he's doing more listening than speaking. So what's going on over there in that encounter, if you're going to be, is you're going to hear the other person. And the chassid is going to be guiding him, but what dominates the whole situation is the makabel, not the mashpia. So you're right that the chassid is there, so you can't ignore that. But I mean, I'm talking about in the engagement, in the encounter, it's the other person speaking, and moreover, the way you find the solution for that person is in his words, in his life. You're just guiding him in his life. That's the best guidance. With the person himself, that's why we have to listen. We'll talk and share, and you'll find in their world the answer. So this is not the chassid's language. It's not. I mean, it is in the end, but what dominates the ikar here is the makabel, and the chassid has left his world completely. This is a world he didn't even know about till the person started speaking. Completely foreign to him. But that's where you got to go. It's not a perfect mashal. The mashal of the stone brings out better, as you say, that you can't see the source. You just see the koyach. But what my mashal is bringing out is it's one Eibishter and it's different modes of expression. So it's the same chassid, koyach, chayis and koyach. That's the mind of that mashal.
I hear you. Okay, just an observation.
Yeah, so it doesn't bring it because this wants to bring out the other day mainly that you benefit. You just see, you don't see the source at all. You've got to really do detective work to find out, where does this come from? It's not obvious as in chayis and oil that point to a creator.
I hear you.
Okay, let's continue here. Avner, I couldn't see you. All right, good to see everybody. Now we're concluding the Maamorim. Did we finish? Yeah.
No, we didn't.
What's the question and what's the answer? So as we said yesterday, the question is that the Frierdiker Rebbe in his Maamorim doesn't talk it talks about Atamachayis Kulam, but it seems to omit a critical part of Atamachayis Kulam, and that's the names, the oisius of each creature, each creation. Moreover, not only is it omitted, but if you look at what a name means, it's the opposite of the point that he's making. The meaning of a name is Helm V'Hester, especially the name of a doimim. A doimim has a name and it doesn't sing. Doimim means silent. And his point is that it's all oil that you see the Gilur Likus, and everybody can, all the way down into creation. So they're contrasting messages. So the Nakud of the answer is that there's the Maila of Shem, first of all, which he doesn't speak about because Shem draws on the essence. The Frierdiker Rebbe is talking about revelation, where you can see a name you cannot see. It doesn't tell you anything about the person, but on the other hand, paradoxically, it conveys the essence. The Rebbe concludes and he says, therefore, you need both in Yonim. Let me explain. I don't know if it says this explicitly, this question. I'm going to ask, so this I think it does. At any rate, the famous Mishnah that B'tchila Bereshis Bara Elokim, at the outset, God sought to create the world of Midas Hadin alone. He saw the world can't endure, so Shitif Imoi Midas Harachmim, he partnered with it the attribute of divine compassion. Now the question, this is mamish the issue here, that statement. The question is, why would God want to make the world with Midas Hadin to begin with? Isn't God kind and benevolent and loving? Midas Hadin means Helem v'Hester, because that's where the essence lies. But if Hashem will create the world only through concealment essence, we'll be stuck. We will never discover him. There has to be the element of revelation, and the purpose of the revelation is to make us realize that there where he's concealed, open our eyes to see God in creation on where he's revealed, the life, the complexity, and so on. And that all leads us to the appreciation of, where he's most essentially found, where he's concealed. The Midas Harachmim, the Oir, is critical to unlock, to help us discover the essence of Hashem where he's concealed. But Chatchila wanted to create with Midas Hadin, so that's the shame, that's the name. The union of the shameless and name utterly conceals Hashem. This is conveyed in the Medrash also that the Maamorim quoted. What was the motive, the objective for Hashem to create the world? To acquire a name. God traveled a distance. That's the language of the Medrash. To get a name. Why? That's the motive. He wants to make a name for himself. The deeper meaning here is the name means because at that level, that's where my people, my children will connect me the deepest way. Like the Tzemach Tzedek said, Zayda, and the Alter Rebbe turned, Adas is Zayda. But when did he encapsulate his essence? When he wasn't addressing any manifestation. You. So God wanted to acquire a name because dafk in the concealment in the name, the essence is conveyed. However, if the world would be only created through Oisius, which means Midas Hadin and Helem v'Hester, we'd just be stuck in concealment. There has to be revelation, there has to be inspiration. There's got to be moments of light. There's got to be miracles. And that then leads us, and you know what, Kinderlach? I'm not just where you see me, obviously. I'm there where you don't and in a deeper way. So you need both. The Fidik Rebbe speaking in the Maamorim, the Gilui component. The Rebbe is adding Deirashvi, the essence. Yep, the Gilui of what in the end? Where he's most concealed, the name. Elam Hazeh, Tachten, the Doimem. This Maamorim is so quintessentially expressive of the Rebbe's final articulation, contribution, evolution, and the purpose of Dira B'Tachtonim. Highlighting and emphasizing that where's the essence found? Dafka in the name. But you won't find the essence without 6 generations of revelation before, of Oir. If you understand what I'm saying the same thing in very different expressions, but it's the same point. It's the 6 generations before the Rebbe of Oir and Gilui, of the chassid that is davening and learning and transcendent. That was a quintessential chassid. The guy detached from the world, transcendent and basking in divine understanding and revelation. And now he's ready now to engage the world in its most concealing state where the essence lies and reveal God there. He's got the tools of revelation. That's the Oir that unlocks the shame. Previous Rebbe speaks about the Oir. At the end of the day, it is about God's revelation. The Rebbe adds that where is the deepest essential revelation of God, where he's most concealed, and that's the union of the shame. But that cannot happen without the Oir, without revelation. The same idea is also conveyed in the Maamorim Chazal brought in Tanya. You talk on this Maamorim Chazal. Talk on this Maamorim Chazal. The Eibishter Mamish. The Eibishter saw Rosh in Olam Miskayim Sashitif Ima Midas Harachmim. The world couldn't endure the Midas Hadin only with concealment, with the Koyach HaGvul. So therefore, if you use it with the Koyach HaBligvul, Midas Harachmim. And what's that? This is Alter Ben Tanya, quoted in the previous Maamorim. The Isis and Moisim in the Torah, the miracles, and the Tzaddikim. who reveal godliness transparently. That's all the date is still the Rebbe, as it were. And then there's the essential purpose of it all. To reveal Hashem's essence, Dafka found where? In the Tachten, in the name. Name is the Tachten. It's most external, says nothing about the person other than a tag. That's the Dirbe Tachtoinim. It's another expression of the Kavon of Dirbe Tachtoinim is the mile of the shame, the name. That's what we find about Mashiach. A whole discussion, the Gemara is his name. This is his name, that. It's the difference what his name is. Menachem Shemai. Tzemach Shemai. Why is this whole discussion? What the name of Mashiach? Because that's the whole point. Mashiach reveals godliness where he's mostly concealed. In the final concealing step of creation, the words, the letters that per se conceal, there he reveals the essence of Hashem. As we've explained, and this is the big theme of Chassidus, that the essence, in essence, is beyond revelation. That's why it's found only in concealment. Revelation means engaging with something other than me. The essential I is beyond revelation. That's in Bilti Mizgala. Are we somewhat clear in all the words we just threw out here now? Little feedback. Guys in the Zoom, yeah? A little nod, okay. We said Zion. We finished Zion. Yeah, we did or not? No. But your days are up to number 74, actually. Let's finish it. And then a little overview. We're up to number 74 in the text that are order inside. So the Rebbe is connecting this is the holding of Mitzrayim. The Yidden went to Mitzrayim. It's hell and Vehester. Again, concealment. And that's when they're called Tzivos Hashem, because it requires tremendous Kabbalah's oil and bittul to be able to extract the divine sparks, which means the deepest, the essence, which is found dafk in concealment. And that's what the Tzemach Tzedek says, explaining why the pasuk says, "Vayi b'shalach parayas ha'om." Ha'om, the people. We know that when the term ha'om is used, it's meant derogatively. Why not? Because Om means dimmed. That's what Oimimus means, dimmed. Paray sent out the people from the dimmed, dark place of Mitzrayim, having connected to God in the deepest way, the essence, the highest, in Tzutzik Dusha. And that's the meaning that Tzemach Tzedek goes on to say why Golus Mitzrayim is described as God seeding. The seed is planted in the earth, it disappears, it's lost, it then germinates and rots, and all but disappears, but then yields the great harvest. In the struggle of Golus, in the Cheshech, in the Helem, in the name dimension of life, which conceals that which is named for, therein lies the great yield, the great spiritual harvest. As Hashem said, that's his mission. Hashem says, you are unto me, a land of desire. The land conceals its treasures. It's my task of the Baal Shem Tov. This is the task of the Rebbeim. This is the Va'ata Tetzaveh, the last mind that the Rebbe gave, is to reveal those treasures in every Jew. This is the Eitzer we're talking about here, that is given at the end of Golus. What's the Eitzer? The Eitzer is the essence of my neshama and your neshama that's one with the Nasi. Because at that level, we're all one. And it's Dafka the Nasi, the Melech, that reveals that Oitzer, because that's who he is. He's the core soul essence of all neshamas. And therefore he unlocks that the Melech, Mashlich Chayav Mineged, the king himself throws him into the fray of the battle. His very life, in so doing, unlocks the very essential life of every one of his soldiers. For he is one with them. For they're all one great essential soul embodied in the Nasi. Like the days that continue now, number 74. Yes, Nasa Hatzmicha. So this is the metaphor again of the seed that's planted in the ground, concealed, covered with earth and dirt. And there, in order to grow, it has to bittul has to let go. The seed germinates, rikoven hagad, and it literally rots. But then that's the great effort and toil, and iskafia and setbacks and shilas and questions and pain. But from there, davke comes the great growth. Like there's a davke nasat smicha, the connection to the essence of God, the unlocking of the essence of our own neshama, revealing it down here in our consciousness, in our lives, and permeating every aspect of our beings. And this is the planting of Yidden in Golus Mitzrayim. It was all in order for the great bounty, the yield, the growth, the great addition, elevation that happens to a Yid, to his neshama, dafka to descending into the world of the name, the concealing world, and elevating the sparks there. With the outset completely concealed, this creates the great light, the great revelation. And it's more than light, it touches essence, which is same, which was talking about the mile of the Shem, that draws on the essence of the person more than any revelation, his intellect and emotion, and any other revelation that he might produce. That is his intellect, that's his emotion. But where is he when he gives that turn? Who are you? Zayda. And Zayda turns to his grandchild. He turns there with his entire essence. Not for a fleeting moment thereafter, however. That essential bond continue to be expressed in every mode of engagement. That his intellect and his emotion and all of the engagements all reflect Zayda. All express Zayda. Let's finish the Maamorim. Oisches. He gives a geshrei. No matter what situation he is. Rebbe. And the Rebbe schleps him out. The greatest concealment. Kiven Shin Hashem Bechinas Helem. Here he's spelling out what we said before now. But to create the world only with a name or with Midas Adin, we're just stuck in Helem. Therefore, to appreciate that in concealment is the greatest essence, the deepest connection. Midas Hashem. We need revelation, we need teaching, we need inspiration, we need Oir. That itself was revealed to the Oir. As we explained, that's the tzaddikim and the meivsim and the inspiration. That's the shittisim and midas harachamim. Likewise, not just the Oir, the level of chayis, which is more apprehensible, more accessible, still, but that level of chayit which is conveyed in the shem, shebeshemes and ivroim, hu behelem. So the divine energy there conveyed in the letters, in the words, completely conceals the chayis eliki. The Oir has to unlock. It's saying the same thing here. We need revelation, inspiration. Light should be gilui, to be able to therefore say that and appreciate that God's not just revealed where he's revealed, God is present where he's concealed too. And even deeper. In simple language, it's Torah, which is Oir. We're learning a Maamorim. This is Oir, as it were. And what's it telling us? It's telling us, Kinderlach soll wissen sein, that where you think you're lost and it's the greatest darkness and concealment, that's where the essence lies. Who tells us this? Oir. Torah Oir. And this reveals the divine energy that's concealed at the level of Shem. And therefore, the end is, and this is the Tachlis HaKavon of both virtues, Shegamba Etzem, Shebashem Bo Begili, the essence, not just present, but revealed and manifested. Etzem and Oir. And again, that's V'ata Tetzaveh. That's the point of that final Maamorim. Let's conclude, friends. There's a Poilim. So through all of the Avodah that we described now, the effect, Sheyi Hashem Sholem, that Hashem's name be complete, is referring to the end of the Parsha, Parshas B'Shalach, in the Milchama Amalek, Hashem Ki Yod Al Keis Ko. Hashem raises his hand, Yod, on the throne of God and swears, God swears that there'll be the battle with Amalek till Mashiach comes. And here is the final obstacle. Rashi brings it. Chazal say, case is spelled without an aleph, it's missing. And Hashem's name, Ki Yod al Case Yudke, the full name is not mentioned there either. Indeed, not my throne is complete and not my name is complete until Amalek is eradicated. That's what he's saying. Then, what's Amalek? Amalek is, in one word, Amalek resistance is not me, not now. That's Amalek. Maybe later. So this is the avodah of the soldier, the chayil, the Mesidus Nefesh, Kabbalah's oil, Dafkin the hell and Vehester, Dafkin Mitzrayim, revealing God was concealed in the name. So this affects that Hashem's name be complete. Moreover, even now as we write the name, we do not pronounce it the way it's written because that level is concealed. When Mashiach comes, we'll pronounce the name as it is written, Vakisei Sholem, and his throne will be complete. That's Malchus. Malchus will reflect concealment, that which conceals will be full and open, revealed. The moon will be in full alignment with the sun. It's all saying the same thing in different dimensions and properties. The Etzem and the Oir, Blikvul and Gvul, all one. Havayahu Elikim. So that'll be all complete. The Rebbe concludes, B'yachadim Shleimus Ha'am. So that the throne is complete. Then God's name is complete. The people are complete. Shleimus Ha'am. The Rebbe is referring here to the Rebbe's great battle for the Jewish identity. Gir Ka'alocha. Not Chas Shalom, to allow into Eden, Shem, conversions, Milchama with tremendous Milchama. So the end will be the Shleimus Ha'am. Shleimus HaTorah, the complete Torah, Chassidus, Nigla, everything. The Shleimus Eretz Yisrael and the complete Eretz Yisrael. Not one that is compromised or surrendered by us. Shnikras b'shem Eretz. Why is it called Eretz? The word Eretz comes from the word Rotisa. She desired Lasis Ritzayin Kaina, to do the will of her maker. That's the meaning that she wanted to do. Roletic Meloshin Rotz, that Rebbe adds, not only she. It's the same letters in a different word, not a different order. I'm sorry, no. Different order, yeah. So not only does it imply desire, but running, running which means even though Eretz is concealment and silent, like the daimim, that's silent and doesn't move and stationary and heavy. And that's why it's concealment. That's what the earth is. It conceals all that's within it. That's why the soldier in Mitzrayim needs Kabbalah's oil to dig and dig and dig. But it's done with enthusiasm. Ritza is the opposite of silent and lack of movement. Again, this is the fusion of etzem and oir. The ritza component, the movement, the running, the opposite of silence and in being inanimate. Like they says, Zoichim la ritza, and to this we merit to run. Likrat agula hamitis vashlema. Hang on, the Rabbi says, to my hand, we're running out of here. Actually, it says that the pasuk, the prophecy is it will not go in great haste as opposed to Yetzias Mitzrayim. We're going to go deliberately, but he means enthusiastically here, not as in running away and escaping. There's nothing to run away from. We've elevated the world. But the Ritzah means enthusiastically. Simcha. Likrat agula mitis vashlema. So we merit the enthusiastic welcome of the complete and true redemption, the Mashiach Sidkenu. As the pasuk says, and we just in this week's parasha, the Moishe Rabbeinu said to Pari, who asked, "Who's going?" Binoreinu, Biskeneinu, with our young. They have quoted this pasuk endless times, thundered it. The end of countless sichos. Binoreinu, Biskeneinu, with their young and with their old. Bivaneinu, Bivneiseinu, with their sons and with their daughters, and at the end, they would add with their gold and their silver with them all of their achievements, the wealth, Bimheida v'yameinu, mamish. So the nekuda of this maimer is the maila of Shem over Oir and the fusion of the two. That's the nekuda. And that's the Rashvi, is the maila of Shem. The Fidik Rebbe spoke, the maila of Oir. And that's integral. You cannot unlock God who is concealed without light. But the Tachlis Kavana is to reveal him the Tacht in Shem and Mitzrayim. And that's the dimension that the Rebbe here ultimate purpose contributes to the Maimer of the Frierdiker Rebbe, the Dor HaShvi, completing the whole Avodah of the 6 generations prior. Okay, gentlemen. All right. So what's left is to review the Maimer and Chazert and so on.
The Teichen Linyan in the beginning of the
Okay, we can read it. I'll read it quickly.
It's short. It's short.
It's short. Okay, so it's better than not reading it. That's for sure. So where is it? Daled.
Page 6.
Yeah. So the 7 negative generations that pushed back the Shekhinah was to begin with the intent of all of that is, as conveyed in the pasuk. Noira alila b'nei adam, God plots awesomely against man. The whole point was that through that descent, we should then draw down the Ike Shekhinah here in this world, through the Avodah of Eden, Achesikala. And that's much greater than the revelation of the Shekhinah at the outset of creation. There are 2 levels in the divine energy that creates existence. Vata Machayis Kulam, and that is Oir, and the level of shame, because he puts Oir and Chayis together in his summary here. And they would appear to be opposites, because Oir reflects the Mo'er, it's all revelatory, revelation, and shame conceals. It tells you nothing about that it's named for. Why both? Answer. The Oir is take reflective of the source, but it's merely a reflection. The name touches the essence, even though it's concealment, and dafke, because it's concealment, it's rooted in the essence. Similar to the sparks that are in Egypt in the greatest concealment are rooted in the greatest heights. But we need Oir because name alone, Midas Hadin alone leaves us again stuck in darkness. And therefore there has to be the Oir. It's through the light itself, Torah itself. It reveals that God is present in the greatest concealment. And therefore both are required, Eir and Shem, and therefore we have both milas. And as we're saying, the Rebbe has added this dimension of Shem to the Maamorim of the Frierdiker Rebbe, because that's where we're holding now, in the completion of Dira B'Tachtonim.